Have you thought about what our world and society would look like if there were no financial stratification in it? I'm talking about stratification into rich and poor. How would we live? How did you interact? Would we be happier if everyone could afford what they couldn't before? I think yes, and it's not some kind of utopia, all possible. It remains only to resolve some nuances that prevent this unjust stratification, and life will clearly flow in a new way. Problems. I think you have repeatedly seen in the news such loud statements as some official stole from the state budget around some and built on this money is just incredibly huge house. Or, for example, a high-ranking municipal employee underpaid his colleagues and made a fortune on it. Unfortunately, there are thousands of such examples, but they all have one name: corruption. Because of this word, many countries are simply suffocating. Or rather, suffocating the population, where thriving is the most corruption. The common man is difficult to change, as he has on it no power, no authority. Yes, and he will not be able to resist the local authorities, because corruption is growing and developing only with the support of state power and classical financial processes. A whole team of professionals and specialists, whose idea is aimed at new transparent relationships between all people, excluding even the slightest signs of corruption and other fraudulent schemes, intends to eliminate the injustice. About the project. In today's review, we will probably talk about the first and so far the only project of its kind that touches on such a global topic. If earlier we met some financial instruments that struggled with high commission costs and involved in financial transactions by third parties, then this project wants to offer us a completely new social environment built on the basis of modern innovations. And the name of the project, ARCC. Its mission is to ensure stable economic development without corruption of more than 630 million residents in Southeast Asia, while applying blockchain technology and associated cryptocurrencies. Design feature. I think many of you have become interested to know a more detailed principle of this project, as this kind of direction has not been considered by me once. In fact, the principle of ARCC looks quite simple. All you need is to download their social and labor proof in a decentralized system of ARCC, where they will be subject to identification and verification to corruption. Also, socioeconomic research will be actively involved, which in the aftermath of the reports will be points on the map to mark urban corruption. ARCC developers have a high goal: to create a developing market with the help of socioeconomic model ARCC for the poor. Yes, this is a very global goal, but nevertheless it has a real chance to exist and develop in the entire southeastern region of Asia. The ARCC economic matrix itself consists of a large number of different functions and elements, each of which is responsible for the performance of certain duties. Advantages. In addition to fighting corruption, ARCC will also be able to encourage the poor for their assistance in uploading data to the ARCC data system. That is, anyone has the opportunity to upload service data to ARCC or to identify geographical points of corruption on the map and receive an award in the form of an internal token, ARCC. The downloaded data in the ARCC carefully checked on the true cost of cartel rents, but if there is a mismatch, it means the ARCC and other media is the awareness about the most corrupt person. This method intends to stimulate the public mandate and support the poor class of residents. The details of the eco. Not only the platform itself, but also the regional cryptocurrency, ARCC, intends to support the poor class of residents. The decentralized economic model of IBMR, which is officially registered in Singapore, intends to provide this cryptocurrency reserve. I would also like to mention a very unusual phenomenon, which I have never met before. It turns out that the development team intends to mint coins for the next 40 years, releasing an annual portion of tokens. This method will help to regulate the monetary policy mandate throughout the Southeast Asia region. Conclusion. Of course, in my review I mentioned only a small part of the existing information on this project and its ideas. Nevertheless, Based on the above, it can be concluded that the project team touched on a very serious topic and they will need more than 1 year of work to implement their ideas. So how to fix in an instant what has accumulated for decades is extremely difficult. But I believe that they will succeed, because the main thing in our world is to act. That's what they intend to do. I recommend to study this project in more detail, as it really is an interesting instance that can radically change the lives of millions of people. Who knows, maybe once in our country there will be such activists who want to destroy the foreign corrupt government. But do not forget that my recommendations are only for informational purposes and do not call you to anything specific. So, as always, you should remember about the responsibility of your own actions and decisions.